Hello and welcome to FTTR, I'm Ewan McQuaid, and today we are talking Money in the Bank, because Money in the Bank is just around the corner. I'm going to be reviewing some older shows if I can, and we're starting off with the inaugural Money in the Bank pay-per-view, Money in the Bank 2010. Now, sorry, I've got massive hay fever, my nose is furious at me. So this Money in the Bank was around my peak fandom of WWE. I was watching WWE Experience and I was keeping up with all news in WWE magazine, remember that. And Money in the Bank 2010 was was weird. It was weirdly positioned because they had WrestleMania 26 in which Jack Swagger won the Money in the Bank, and then they had, it can't have been that long after, they had the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, which is going to give two new Money in the Bank briefcases out, which seemed at the time a bit weird, make Money in the Bank feel special. But at the same time, you can understand why they'd want it to be its own pay-per-view, because it is a drawing match. It is a really, really good contest. And Money in the Bank 2010 was it a good show? Was it a good show overall? Now, rewatching this back, there are quite a few moments that I enjoyed from this show. One moment in particular, I don't know if it's a hot take, if people loved it or not, but I've got an interesting take on it. I really, really liked that moment. But overall, this show felt like a bit of a drag. I think it was 2010 WWE, to be honest. It just wasn't that great. The main story of the Nexus, because we're in Nexus time, and the main event was John Cena versus Sheamus in a steel cage, which it wasn't great. That wasn't a great match to me personally. I thought it was just a bit boring. I'm not really into Sheamus. I'm not really into John Cena. They weren't my guys back in the day, and they aren't really my guys now. So that main event, and it lasted about 22 minutes or something like that inside a steel cage, wasn't the best steel cage match I've ever seen. The rest, the stuff in the middle, you got Divas Championship stuff, Alicia Fox versus Eve Torres, which wasn't particularly very good. I tell a lie, I thought Eve Torres actually looked pretty good in this match. For at the time what Divas wrestling was, I think she did a pretty good job. I was actually pretty impressed. The match itself was pretty terrible, but I thought she looked good. I thought Eve Torres looked really good, and Alicia Fox, Alicia Fox. You've also got the Layla versus Kelly match, which is probably about as bad as you remember it if you actually watched it. It's not good. It's really not good. It's Kelly. Sorry, Kelly, but it's Kelly. You know what you're getting with that. And you got a pretty interesting match with the Hart Dynasty versus the Usos, but yeah, tag team wrestling just wasn't a focus. Like, if you put these two teams together and give them 20 minutes, I think that could be an awesome match. It could be a really, really awesome contest, a really awesome bout. But no, it wasn't particularly dynamic. The Hart Dynasty won. I was always a big fan of the Hart Dynasty, and I think they're really cool. So I really like the Hart Dynasty, and I hope that they get remembered fondly. Tyson Kidd, Natalya, and David Boy Smith Jr. Yeah, David Hart Smith, I think. So that bit overall. And that's probably about half the card, let's be honest, aside from the Money in the Bank matches, which we'll get to at the end, because that's the whole point of the pay-per-view. But what I want to talk about is a match that I actually really, really enjoyed, and I don't know if it's a hot take. It might be. Jack Swagger versus Rey Mysterio. I always liked Jack Swagger before he was Jake Hager. I thought World Heavyweight Champion Jack Swagger was really good. I really liked him cashing in on Jericho, and I liked his brief run that he had, and then he lost it at Fatal 4-Way to Rey Mysterio, which is why we get this rematch. And I actually thought this match was really good. I thought that him working over Rey Mysterio's leg, which he basically comes out hobbling, was a really good element to it. Rey, at times, didn't sell, but he sold it more than Seth Rollins sells his knee. Sorry. And Rey eventually won by just rolling up in a really deep cover, rolling up Jack Swagger. And I thought that was ace. I thought it was a really good match. It didn't go very long, it was about 10 minutes or so. But it was a really, really cool match. I really enjoyed that. I always liked the World Heavyweight Championship stuff. I've always liked it in like 2010s WWE. the World Heavyweight Championship is my belt, and I thought this match was just really good. I just really liked it. And then you got the cash-in by Kane, and this is a pretty devastating cash-in, to be honest. I think this is one of the better cash-ins of the modern era, personally. First cash-in on the same night, which was interesting, and the way Kane comes out to take out Swagger after the match, and then comes back out with his pyro and the Money in the Bank stuff to just kill Rey Mysterio, that was great. I thought that was really good. I really love the cash-in. It's one of my personal favourites because I remember it so well watching it on TV. But yeah, great cash-in. Weird reign for Kane and a weird pick for the winner, but they had the whole Undertaker who got rid of the Undertaker storyline. Yeah, good cash-in, weird reign. How about that? And then we've got the two Money in the Bank matches. Now, you start off with the Smackdown Money in the Bank match for the World Heavyweight Championship, and the competitors you've got, I'm going to read them off. Kane, Big Show, Christian, Cody, Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, Kofi Kingston and Matt Hardy. 1, 2, 3... Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 of them are now in AEW. Weird that. But I think this is an interesting match. I thought it was really fun. You know, you've got the really dumb bit of where Big Show gets his big ladder, and pulls it into the ring, and struggles. He very much struggles to get it into the ring. It was enjoyable, this one. Kofi does a boom drop through the announcer's table. That was sick. But the only issue I feel with these Money in the Bank matches, you don't really get like star-making moments. I thought that just this one was a bit dull as far as Money in the Bank matches go. There weren't that many memorable spots. I think this one was better than the Raw one. This one's got, they utilise the big ladder a lot. You know, you got them scrambling up, pretty much everyone going up that one ladder at one time, and Drew McIntyre sneaking in after being boom dropped, about to win, only to be foiled by Kane, the rightful winner. But yeah, I personally don't think Money in the Bank pay-per-view matches hold up to the Money in the Bank ladder matches that we got at WrestleMania, in my opinion. And that extends to the Raw one, in which The Miz won. This one felt a bit shorter than the opener. And it's got, you know, Chris Jericho, Edge, Evan Bourne, John Morrison, Mark Henry, Randy Orton, Ted DiBiase and The Miz all in there. But again, it just feels a bit flat. I just don't understand why the pay-per-view Money in the Bank matches don't stand out as much. Maybe it's because we've been oversaturated by the stipulation, but it just doesn't resonate as much. There's not as many memorable spots. I always like Randy Orton just moving out of the way because he doesn't want to take any bumps. That's always fun. You get a few good RKOs in there. Evan Bourne doing an airborne straight onto Randy Orton after an RKO. That was nice. But a lot of the stuff, yeah, it's just a bit bland for this show, personally. It's not a good way to kick off a stipulation-based pay-per-view. And as a whole, I just think this was a bit of a dull show. It's probably about a 2 out of 5 from me. I really enjoyed the Jack Swagger match, and I enjoyed bits of the Money in the Bank matches, but the rest of it is take or leave for me, personally. Don't know what the overall opinion is of this show, but yeah, I just thought it was a little bit bland, and it's followed up by Money in the Bank 2011, which is an awesome show. So yeah, stuttered at the start, I think. 2 out of 5 for Money in the Bank 2010. Now, let me know what you think of Money in the Bank 2010. Let me know down in the comments, and are you excited for Money in the Bank 2021? Let me know and I will try and reply to every single one of you. Thank you all ever so much for your support, and have a nice day.